I got my YouTube on. Okay, we're live. We're live. This is it, Randy. Hey guys, so there's going to be a bit of a lag on here. So if anybody has any questions at any point along, just drop in your questions. Drop in. I see a few people have said hello, quite a few people. So drop it in, where you're from, who you are, say hello. And this is the first of, I'm testing something out. I'm kind of toying with the idea of doing a podcasty, Joe Rogan-y style, no agenda, just kind of a show based around e-commerce. And I got loads of people lined up. So I don't know, how it's going to go or which direction it's going to go, because it's much of a test for me as anything. But the first guys we got on is Randy Park and Chris Meets from Lockerstock. And I thought, they'd be great guests to have on to start with, because I know there's a lot of new people and a lot of new people to Lockerstock. So the way we're going to do this call is I'm going to have a chat to Randy, because I've known Randy a long time, and never have I really had a call with Randy where it's just been a relaxed call where we get to hear about Randy's story and everything, because Randy's been printing for, it's like 30 years, isn't it, Randy? You said?
Yeah, since I've been printing for longer than that, since about 78 or 9. Started at Printex in 1987.
Yeah. So I just want to, we're going to have a chat with Randy. We're going to hear Randy's backstory and the faces behind Lockerstock and stuff. And then if anybody has any questions, technical stuff about Lockerstock, or if you want to ask Randy or Chris any questions, Chris is the tech guy. So any technical questions, any questions about Lockerstock products or anything like that, like I say, just drop them in as we go, and because there will be a lag. So just drop them in, and I'll get them answered after we've had a little chat with Randy. So I see Patty's just commented, "Love the shirt, Randy." She noticed straight away as well. Yeah. So, I mean, with that said, Randy, let's hear your story, because you did tell me briefly, but man, I never realized how long you've been in this game, literally before the internet. So, how did it all get going with Lockerstock and yourself and printing and everything?
Sure. Well, so Ian, I mentioned, I kind of been in it since late 70s. I had a sporting goods store. And so, literally out of high school, I started a retail sporting goods store. And it was really before Walmart and things like that had hard goods in Walmart or Penny's and things at that time. So, it was a standalone sporting goods store, and I was doing a lot of uniforms and schools and groups. And the way I was getting the decoration done is sending those out to the uniform manufacturer or somebody else that had a print shop, and I was having to manage it that way. And then, of course, needing to control the production times and things, I thought, that's something I need to figure out. And I happened to have a neighbor that was probably the business he worked for was the largest outdoor sign company, and they were screen printing outdoor signs at that time. And so he showed me the screen print process, and literally I made my first frames and made my first press out of just hinges in a frame. And, I was doing one color prints with air dry inks, and, working with apparel that way, and then, figured out a little more and made a 4-color press out of a Lazy Susan, and got into plastisol inks and other, applications, and kind of serviced my sporting goods business until I couldn't make that work. But from there, I really thought that there was an opportunity in the t-shirt business. And literally at that time, that's about when, a little bit before that, you had the smiley face, and, t-shirts were really kind of catching on, and it really was growing. And, it was easy to create a t-shirt for every event and team and group. And so at least locally, I saw the opportunity to kind of create a t-shirt shop and chase that business. And I did that while I was working with another company, and I left them. And then in 87, I started with 2 partners, which were my art department, and we started Printex. And from there, my vision wasn't always just to be a little t-shirt shop. I wanted to employ people and, build a big business someday. I mean, I had the same hopes and dreams that we all have. And, I started going after some of the larger volume business. One was in the ad specialty business. So I found companies that were creating these company stores for others, like let's see here, Boise Marketing, Osterman API, Swingster. Some of these people were creating ad specialty businesses, servicing other businesses with, giveaway hats, giveaway T-shirts, uniforms. The casual wear is really kind of starting, around that time. And so we did an awful lot of that, contract decorating for them. And then literally 9/11 happened, and that giveaway stuff kind of went away overnight. Once one business stopped giving away hats and other trinkets and trash, it was just easy to stop that. And so I needed to change my model. And so I stumbled into some licensed companies that needed, volume. They exceeded their in-house capabilities and were looking for contract decorators. And so I started moving that way, and I picked up a couple licensed companies. And from there is really kind of the birth of what we call, Icomecom, or, your Icomecom account, which we early on called it Lockerstock. So I kind of partnered up with Fruit of the Loom and another company to handle the domestic production for licensed college prints into Walmart. And we got there because slightly before that, I had a large license company that was growing fast with us, and it was a constant struggle to be able to communicate together where their order was. Where are my blanks? Where's the work in process? Where's the finished orders? Where's the tracking? All that kind of stuff to be able to manage a higher volume business. We had to find a solution in-house. There wasn't any software off the shelf that did that. And so I had a guy, working for me that was a little bit of an IT guy, and he kind of created the framework of it in-house. And then shortly after that, I think we took it to another level and reached out to a company that Chris was working for before he got there, and kind of built onto that and created what we called together Lockerstock, which allowed my customers to stay on top of all the work. I mean, we had to keep track of all the SKUs, moving things through the processes from blank to work in process to finished goods to being shipped, manage all of the all the retail trim that went with it, the holograms, the price tickets, and everything that goes with an order. All that had to be managed, and with collecting, managing all that data. And so about that time, Obamacare was coming around, and after Obama won for the second time, it looked inevitable. And at that time, we had about 250 employees, and we were doing 125,000 shirts a week. But it was pretty slim margin work. I mean, we were competing with Central America and Asia on doing apparel work and trying to keep it domestic to handle the short turnaround times, doing smaller minimums. So it wasn't easy work to do. And so I knew I needed to change my model. I couldn't afford insurance on 250 employees. I couldn't pay the penalty from Obamacare. So I needed to figure out this internet-y thing. And that was just kind of coming around at that time. And, at first I thought, I've been in business for, at that time, 20 some years. I've got all this artwork. I can go out and create these things and sell them directly to the consumer. And, I played with different models. Like, we created at one point a design studio to allow customers to come in and design their own shirt, use our tools, and and print one-offs. And I learned some lessons through that. Anyways, and through the process, what kind of triggered the direction that we're at now is I had a friend of mine. He was younger and grew up in Hannibal, and worked with him, and he was always a smart guy and a real hustler. Trey Llewellyn's his name. And Trey called me up and said, "Hey, you still do T-shirts?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Well, I've been selling a bunch of shirts on the internet through Teespring." And he said, "The problem is they keep all my data. And so I want to build this into a company and build a brand and be able to keep those relationships and develop those relationships So I need to work with somebody like you, where I can go out and I can be the internet marketer and then have you handle all the production for me. And so that kind of tripped my mind, thinking that, the system that we've got is perfect for that. And Trey drove me out to traffic and conversion, and I saw the world of e-commerce with thousands of people there selling everything from digital assets to T-shirts to all the above on the internet. And I had no idea how big that world was. And that kind of opened my eyes, and came back here and started thinking through the idea of being able to support online marketers, people that want to build their own business, and they're looking for somebody like me to manage that data for them and manage the production and create the tools that support what they're doing. That's kind of how the evolution that came through. And then through the recent years is when Chris and I started working together and enhancing it every day.
Right. Yeah. Man, so you must be like one of the the oldest printers around. Like you've gone through like a lot of times, like I say, before the internet, and then e-commerce came along. Has that always been in Hannibal?
I've always been in Hannibal. Yeah. With
moved around.
text. Yeah. Recently, we've been acquired by Icon Global, and we're Icon merchant promotion on the decorating side, and then Icomecom is really our e-commerce business that we're working with the online sellers and things. But the whole industry's evolved a lot too. So where again, my main production and expertise was in screen printing. We had at that time I think 18 automatics that could run 300 or 400 shirts an hour. We were running a couple shifts. I moved into the print on demand with direct to garment machines. And then of course, and we did a lot of embroidery at that time, contract embroidery. And so, we've got a lot of that. We had a lot of that background, or process down. And then of course, since then we've added a lot of things like sublimation printing and things that are really geared, and laser engraving, things that can really, that have adapted better to our print on demand model that we've really been strongest in.
Yeah. Because the thing is, from the e-commerce point of view, man, things change so quick. Like the latest fad is this thing or that thing, and like when you're actually buying the machines and stuff, to keep up with that must be difficult for you as well. Like everybody wants to do this, and everybody.
Yeah. And again, the idea of print on demand was from how many times people have come in here and said, "Dude, I've got the best idea. We're going to sell 1 million of these."
Yeah.
Back in the in the screen print days, especially, what that meant to get that off the ground. You had to take a design, separate the colors. Have 4 to 6, 10 screens. There's a cost to each one of those screens. There's a cost to separate the artwork and get everything before you even print that first shirt. And so, you really had to invest into that. And, 72, 144 shirts, you've got that investment. You're going to have to give stuff away. You're going to have samples, show it off before you even really get your first sale. And it was pretty easy to go broke just trying to get your best-selling shirt off the ground, in those days. And so the idea of being able to take a digital image and get it on the internet, kind of see where the interest is at, and then chase that, through print on demand business and everything else, is where it makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. And from the marketer's point of view as well, having that direct to garment printing is so good, because from our point of view, you don't like, it's so good not having to carry any inventory. Like you can test a design literally by having a design. You haven't got to buy any products or get any stock in or anything like that. You can put it in, put it on Lockerstock, push it out, test it. If it doesn't sell, then really nobody's lost anything out. But with the direct to garment, like you say, there's a lot more work involved in that, and it's a bit more risky to test a design or the next $1 million idea. Like,
sure, you don't have all that up front. Again, your costs are a little higher on doing one-offs. Direct to garment ink's expensive. Direct to garment ink is not as soft. It doesn't have the same, especially when you're putting white on a dark shirt. It doesn't last quite as long. It's not near as good as screen print, but it's perfect for that. That little niche, like your grandma and your grandkids, things, personalization, all that's absolutely perfect for it. But we still have a lot of customers that we're screen printing for, and so people that are building a brand and have taken their business to that level, and they need product on the shelf that we can fulfill quickly. We're in a spot where we can offer both those models.
Yeah. I see a few people commenting about your shirt there, Andy. Can you talk about that, or is that secret?
No, it's not secret. So, again, Ecom has acquired us, and one of the companies that Icon owns is Icon Global Coffee Company, and they have multiple brands that they're working with, and the Santana Coffee Company is one of them. And so it's exciting. Again, we get to be involved in supporting that brand and growing that, along with a lot of our other customers. But that's the story behind the Santana Coffee Company.
And brilliant. Yeah. Well, and I've seen a few comments here as well. Some good feedback about you guys, and that is something I wanted to say as well on this call. It's that something that separates you from other companies is the fact that we can even have you on a call like this and talk to you. The friendliness of you guys is, really separates you from the rest of the other companies. Well,
here's my attitude on it. My customers are really my partners. Everybody that I'm dealing with has that same hope and dream of building their own business, and they want to partner up with us. We're the supply chain, part of their supply chain. And, they're the owner of their company. They should be able to call up the owner of my company and talk about ideas. Sometimes I'm not as accessible as I need or would like to be, but I've always got that. I want to sit down with everybody and find out what's going to grow both our businesses together, and we all win from that. And I've always had that attitude, and I feel like I should be able to call up the owner of a company that I'm working with and have conversations too. So that's how I treat it, and that's how I treat people too.
Yeah. Have you got any new stuff coming? Anything in the pipeline?
Yeah, we do. We always have been. I mean, from my view, I think where we need to stay, if we're going to stay in top of the e-commerce business, is finding those new unique items, all the time. So whether it's a different type of an apparel that we can work with, or a glassware, or other gifts, we're constantly adding that, and we're getting ready to announce some of that. And I'll kind of save that for Chris and some of the things that he's working on behind the scenes too. But that's extremely important for all of us, because what we've seen in this, in this short time of the wild west of the internet, is that what used to be really easy and everybody could sell a t-shirt, everybody could make money with Facebook ads, that's on apparel. That's not necessarily the case. Ones that are innovative and coming up with unique things that people can find, trendy designs or trendy items, is, I think, going to stay for a while, and be in a position to support it. But also on the other side of it, we have to be able to manage it, meaning that we at least have the sources that we can find and deliver, because that's not always the case. And again, around Christmas time, even simple things like, say, mugs or something that maybe we're buying from multiple suppliers, sometimes they run out. A better example might be Christmas ornaments. Nobody's going to carry Christmas ornaments after December. Nobody wants to have a whole lot of them in their warehouse after December. So, we're all rolling the dice that we can get everything that we need, and, try to drive up the interest in Christmas ornaments, and still be able to get them and deliver them. So those are things we have to juggle around. And when we look at a product, can we get enough to keep our promises? And, most of the time it works. Sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, that's what I mean about the latest fad. It's the same with platforms like Shopify and Etsy and all that. I was thinking about it last night. I think that's really from the marketer's perspective, because the average customer that lands on a website, they don't really care if you're on ClickFunnels or Shopify or anything like that, but all the marketers will all rush over here for this thing, and it's all ClickFunnels one day and it's all Shopify the next day, then it's Etsy, like, and it's the same with the products. Like, everybody goes a mad rush on this, the latest hottest thing, and just jump around so much. Like,
well, I think one thing that we've seen, and especially over the years, where there was a big push, and it's still an opportunity to go ahead and I call it arbitraging, but finding stuff that's made in China or somewhere else, and you never really own it, but you're shipping it directly from that factory to your customer. And the challenges that I've seen is when they're doing it and they're getting it from, let's just say, China, to pick on them, but it might take 3, 6, 8 weeks. Well, you probably lost half your customers by the time you were able to deliver that, and that caused a lot of pain. So, from that's when we kind of created, in our system, an integration called My Warehouse, where it's a good idea if you can find that secret item and go buy it, and then now you own it and you can have it, on hand and sell everything that you have. You can buy it first, then you can react to the sales. Of course, that's risky too, but that's one way we've kind of saw a problem out there and tried to be part of the solution.
Yeah. Well, there's multiple reasons that I wouldn't advise drop shipping straight from China. Not only are you going to lose that's that very first customer. Basically, you'll only sell once to that customer. They're not going to come back. And in this day and age, trust is huge. Like, everybody's got their guard up against scammers and stuff like that. So first of all, you'll only sell that customer once, and they'll never buy anything off you again. And having repeat customers is super important, and selling on the back end, you make more of the money on the back end usually than the front end. So, like, holding stock with you, not only have you haven't got the Chinese tape all over it and the import stuff and that, you could slip a card in there for the personal touch, and you can do repeat business as well with that customer because it comes nice and quick. Like, so they're, it's more than just the first initial thing. It's the follow up and everything. Like,
and we see that with the successful sellers. An opportunity that we see that we'll get in and expand on as we have it all worked out. But I think that there's especially in the near future, a growing opportunity to utilize the My Warehouse, where you can maybe you're making your own widgets, or let's say you've got a great shirt design and you want to buy 100 of them, get your cost down, put it on the shelf, you can ship it faster. Or I think more importantly is, let's say we want to create a system where other manufacturers or if you own the inventory, that you can make that available on a wholesale cost to other sellers. So let's say you see some great idea and you're going to go out and buy 100 of them. That you can probably sell half of them pretty easy to direct to a consumer and make really good margin. But what if you could then take those other 50, say, that might be in excess to you or your reach, and be able to wholesale it to other sellers? And so if they're like our customers and we're working together and they have access to your inventory, that could be a nice opportunity.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
There's a lot of businesses in the U.S. that have great products, but they're not great marketers. And so the manufacturers are looking for marketers out there. But all the marketers are looking for unique products and brands that they can sell.
Mm-hmm.
That changed, but now it's on the internet. We need to find we need to create a system that will work with that. I think that's an opportunity.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah. So like you're saying, like, somebody would buy the product into you, say me, for instance, or somebody else, and then I would sell it to the other people using Lockerstock.
Yeah.
So they buy it from me within your Lockerstock. Like,
yeah. So literally, you allocate maybe a certain or all of it of your inventory. You're out there hustling on your websites and you're trying to sell it direct to the consumer. But then somebody comes along and say, Matt, I'd like to sell your widgets. What will you sell them to me for? And then literally they could put it on their site and they've got Matt widgets for sale. And I'm pulling it out of your inventory and all that's being tracked for. That is something that Chris and I are working hard on.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea, Andy. Yeah, because a lot of people won't have the money to front to say get a pallet of whatever it is, widgets or whatever.
And we've seen that. We've seen people here that had hopes and dreams, a neat idea, and it doesn't move.
Yeah.
And so maybe it's nobody wanted it, or maybe their marketing skills aren't that great. But it'd be a way to kind of help people move their inventory. And
right. Yeah. I was going to ask you as well, Randy, a couple of insider secrets, maybe. Like what products do you see the most of going out? Like, is it cups? Is it shirts? Is it what's your best selling product? Would you say?
Probably mugs and shirts. Are probably pretty even anymore. And again, some things are seasonal. Mugs are easy because you don't have sizes to deal with so much.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Apparel's that. There's more competition probably on other sellers out there on the internet with apparel. But there's a lot of competition on mugs. Probably you're right behind that though, or unique items like glassware. So we got into wine glasses and stemless wine glasses and mugs and rocks glasses, that we laser engrave. And, they do really well, probably because there's just not a lot of sellers out there pushing them. But
right. Got you. Yeah. What about any particular niches or niches?
Yeah, I think what we've seen, whether you like them or not, is anything Trump for the last 3 years. Period. So you need to just recognize what's going on and it's hot, and then chase it. If you're there to make money, if it was, we do, whether it doesn't matter what side of the political aisle, we do it all. We don't care. We're here to make money, but I can just tell you that 99-1, it's been Trump over anything else, and that's been. And so, it's just part of what we've seen through the past. Any kind of chasing trends does work, and successful people take some sort of trend and then put a unique graphic on it. That's where it really works. It wasn't one person selling Trump stuff. It was hundreds and hundreds of people, but obviously with the better graphics and the better marketing did the best.
Yeah, I knew it was hot, but I didn't realize he was still going now.
Still going now. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's crazy.
And then again, around holidays, Mother's Day is always strong. Anything for Christmas, wasn't, was really more gift ideas. But Christmas is obviously the strongest seller. If you hope to make sales at all, being ready for Christmas, most people have some success during Christmas. Again, Mother's Day is strong, Father's Day is okay, and then then it's a lot of it's gearing up for Christmas.
Yeah. What about Independence Day? How well does that do?
No, not so much. Really not so much. Focusing on, you can always focus on grandmas because every day there's new grandmas.
Yeah, no, that's what I always said. Yeah.
So there's a lot of that. It's, grandmas are more successful than grandpas because grandmas do most of the buying. Year round, that works. But, nurses, moms, all that are niches.
Yeah, right. Yeah, cool. Yeah. Well, I'm going to have a look at these comments, Randy, and see if we've got any questions coming in. Unless you want to talk about anything else. You can talk about anything you want, Randy.
No, let's take some questions for a while, and then we can kind of expand with Chris on some of the things that we've been working through and stuff there. So, please start.
Yeah, like I saw one before about your old boot camps as well. Give me two ideas. Are you planning on doing any more boot camps?
No, we absolutely are. Through the past, and Matt, you and I have been you and I really started almost at my beginning in the internet space.
Yeah.
And so, this was, I don't know how many years ago, but, you and I, we've been working together for a long time. And we've been to other boot camps and stuff together. You haven't been here yet, but you need to be at the next one.
Yeah.
But what we really saw is getting people here because they just like to see how the sausage is made. They like to meet us and they like to be able to sit down and ask, a question that's maybe personal to them. How do I make this work? Or, how is this product built or whatever. And this is great to have, but it's also really good to have 30, 40 people here that are networking, bouncing ideas off each other. Maybe I Skype in guys like you or other marketers with tips. And those have always been, helpful to people, but great for me on relationship building. So, we got away from it with all the COVID stuff, but, we need to start that back up, probably this spring, first of all, you can come to Hannibal. You're not wearing a mask in Hannibal. We don't wear masks in Hannibal. We haven't worn masks here. We sell a lot of masks. I'm not against masks, but you know what? We're all alive here. And so we're looking forward to get those things going again, where we bring people in for not much at all. You've got travel expenses and stuff, but we want to welcome people here that can sit down with us and give us a chance to help them with their vision of their company.
Yeah, and that kind of leads me on to the other idea I just had then, as I was thinking, maybe if you're up for it and if everyone else is up for it, it'd be great to do a stream like in the factory and actually see this stuff printing.
Sure.
If that's maybe a possibility, have a walk around, something like that, meet the other guys there and stuff like that. See the material, see how it is printed, because I'm sure a lot of people don't know anything about that kind of stuff. Like,
no, it's good to be educated on that so that you can communicate to your customers expectations.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, great. All right then. So I'm gonna have a quick look through these questions. I don't know. While I have a look through, Chris, have you got anything you want to like announce or talk about, or do you want me to just go straight in with some questions?
We'll do the questions first, and then we can expand on it. Chris, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, that'll work. Yeah,
cool. So if anyone does have any technical questions or anything like that for Chris, drop them in. So just scrolling through here. Paul Taylor, taking baby steps, really keen to learn. Love the shirt, Randy. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Microphone looks like a baseball from Patty. Thanks, Patty. A lot of people liking the coffee t-shirt. Yeah, you can't stop looking at that Santana shirt. You have to start selling those, Randy, or is he already selling them?
Oh yeah, they're selling a lot of them.
Yeah, you could stick those in Lockerstock. Okay, one from Bridget here. With customers wanting their products before they even purchase them, do you have the ability to speed up production time? And I'll just add to that, like Amazon must have really kicked you in the knackers with Amazon Prime and 1 day shipping. Like that must be hard to compete with. Like, and I guess this is kind of where our question is coming from, with customers wanting their product before they've even purchased it. Like Amazon has made things hard for us all, I think, in selling anything online because they're so quick. Like, so, I'm sure you do your best anyway, but is there anything you could add to that about delivery times?
Well, certainly we understand that world. We support Amazon, fulfilled by Amazon, fulfilled by merchant, so, we have all that integration. We have Amazon custom where you can do, create personalized designs and have them in Amazon. But we also have customers and we support their Amazon Prime. So if you want to do fulfilled, by Prime on Amazon, we can do that. But again, what all that is fitting into that Amazon model. So if you had a great product and a great idea where you had in your My Warehouse, or maybe you have it in your house, the items, and then as soon as that customer orders it, you can ship it. But you have to be in that inventory position to do that. Amazon doesn't do it, unless there's inventory there. So you can't do print on demand and just whisk it out the second that order comes in. It's just two models.
Yeah, there's only a certain amount of time you can do. Okay, Paul, burning question. Do you have a plan to integrate Lockerstock with GrooveCart? Well, I can help with this answer as well, Randy, because I'm actually good friends with one of the owners of GrooveCart, who's John Cornetta, who I've got coming on Friday. And I was already planning on talking to him about that, whether he's offering up any third-party developers. So to you, Paul, well, I mean, Randy, I'll chat to you about it, Randy and Chris, but to you, Paul, there is an outside chance that may happen, depending on everyone else involved.
Them or their needs, I mean, if Phil is looking for, a print on demand partner like us, and there's opportunity there, I mean, we think the world of those guys, and if that makes sense, sure, we would or could.
Yeah.
I mean, eventually we'd want to be integrated with anywhere our customers are selling, right? So whether it's a e-com platform like GrooveCard or additional marketplaces, plans to integrate with eBay and stuff like that we have in the works as well. So
yeah. Okay. Yeah, Patty, just this isn't a question. Patty said, agree, Matt, customer service is key. We have the chance to put our own flyer in each order so the customer knows where they got it and hopefully it will come back. So that, like, everyone must have bought something off eBay or wherever where they get a little card in there, but you actually offer that service, don't you? Which a lot of people might not know about.
No, we do, and Patty takes advantage of it too. She's probably one of the best that we've seen, in some of our customers that do. She does a phenomenal customer service job, and that's why her business is growing. I want to pat her on the back for that and she's shared a lot of her ideas, that we passed on. But Patty absolutely gets it.
Yeah.
And what we're talking about there, in case anybody doesn't know, you can, on your packing slip, kind of the bottom half of the packing slip, you can upload an image that will go inside of every order. So whether it's a thank you or a coupon code or check us out over at our website, you can kind of control that and put in whatever information you want there.
Yeah, that is a good touch. So that's pretty much it for any questions. There's no techie questions or anything. So if you've got anything you want to show off or anything like that, Chris, or any new stuff, anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's a few, we have a few things in the works. I guess I'll say the whole idea of our system and what we're doing for you guys is to give you the tools to be more successful. And the whole idea is to have your, Lockerstock or your dashboard account set up as kind of your central hub. So you can go in there, load in all of your products, and then keep that kind of as your central hub, especially now that we have the ability to push out updates to Shopify and Etsy and any of the other integrations. So you can kind of build the product once, and then with one click, be able to push it out to all these, additional integrations. Obviously, a big thing there is more integrations. We have some of the big ones now. Obviously, Etsy's been blowing up for everybody. Has been going great. Other marketplaces, we want to get into as many marketplaces and even e-commerce platforms that we can. I mentioned eBay earlier is kind of one of the big ones on our hit list, and then a few other e-com platforms. There's a few other POD centered. I think E-Tail is one of them that are kind of print on demand centered marketplaces that have a lot of those types of products. And it's kind of says that if you're, what's that?
Froze up a little bit.
Did I cut out there? Oh,
yeah. There you go.
Am I back now?
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah. So, I was saying, with the marketplace integrations, the nice thing there is if you're selling on Shopify or Etsy or whatever the case may be, it's why not, push the product over to Amazon or Etsy or eBay. It's one more additional click and you're able to get it out there. So that's something that really looking at expanding on, and of course the whole time making sure that we keep the tools that make us unique with the personalization and the custom image upload and those types of tools, between the tools and the products that we feel really set us apart from some of the other places that really kind of give you that competitive advantage. And then, also with any of those integrations and with building products, being able to make it easier and faster and give you the information that you need to be able to build those products. So things like being able to upload your artwork and instead of having to move it around and resize it every time, have it automatically positioned in the right, general position of where it should go on the t-shirt or mug, just to save you that extra time and that extra step every time of having to do that. That's something that we have implemented and we're working on rolling out on all of our products now. which is going to be a huge saver. And is also going to give us then the ability to expand on that, where instead of having to manually go in and upload the artwork for every product, you're going to essentially upload the artwork once, select that you want it on a t-shirt and a hoodie and a tank top, and it'll automatically build in all three of those products for you, just to, again, be a big time saver on creating those products. So
yeah, that would be a great help. That would, Chris.
Well, Matt. I mean, look at you and I work together, or the three of us work together with being able to take your designs, which, I see this every day. Our customers, they're either, great artists themselves, or they need access to great designs. And so, you've got some really neat designs, but you've taken it to another level. Well, you've gotten in and worked with us, and then together we developed, taking your design, you've built it on all the products. And then we set up a system where not only do they go in and just buy your design, but you're giving them all the products that are on that. Now, you know how long it took you to do that. Again, tool where now you don't have to do it for each product. This will speed that up. But look at the value that your customers get when they get not only the artwork, but all the products pushed in their account. Something that if you took 40 hours to build it, it would take them 80.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
Well, and I don't know if people realize how big of a time saver that really is. If you're getting a design pack that you're not only getting, 50 designs, but you've got 100 products that are already built and in your account instantly. And now with our new update too, where you can go into your product list and check the ones that you want to push over and push them over in bulk over to your platforms as well. I mean, you can essentially buy a pack from Matt and have an additional 100 products in your account within minutes. So it's huge time saver.
Yeah. I was actually talking to a guy the other day as he imported a pack, because I never imported a pack myself since you've done that. And literally within 5 or 10 minutes, he'd imported it into Lockerstock, and then he'd pushed them all out onto Etsy within just, I don't know if do you got a delay when they push to Etsy? Does it stagger them out, or do they all go in one? I think they came in 2 bursts or something like that. But I mean, literally within 10 minutes, he had 50 designs on his store.
Yeah, so they queue up now when they push over to Etsy. So it takes a little bit for Etsy to process everything, but it essentially all goes in a queue and takes a few minutes to kind of work through that and get all the images and data and everything pushed over. But the nice thing now with that is you can be doing other stuff at the same time. So if you got other products you need to do, you close your browser, none of that's going to affect any of it. So you queue them all up and you go on with your life, and you come back and they're all there.
Yeah. And not only the time, when I'm loading up these design packs, boy, the boredom. It's like watching paint dry, man.
You can make mistakes because you get bored and you forget a step on the next one, and you got to go back and mess with it.
Yeah. I got my nephew helping me now, and this next pack we're doing is a monster. So he's been helping me, and he's been getting bored himself.
Well, keep it up, because we really see the benefit on our end, because our customers are selling that stuff, and we don't make any money until our customer sells something and that order comes in to us. So
right.
What you're doing for sure.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, well, it's going well, guys, man. Thanks for coming on, right?
Well, and a couple other things, again, like we talked about, the last month or two, we've been doing a lot of kind of house cleaning in the software, creating a lot of things that give our customers more information up front. It helps us on the customer service side, so we're trying to do a better job of doing that. We're building in a lot of new descriptions. A couple things we've separated, if you're used to building a product and we have that kind of canned description for whatever that product is, that we have it separated where that can be pushed to your store, but then we have like instructions or how that's made, and we'll be adding even videos to that and giving you as the seller or the person that's creating it more information on trying to do that. So those are things we've been working on in the background. And then again, right behind it, we're going to start, we've got several products that we're wanting to get out, especially well ahead of Mother's Day, that are new. And then with that, we've created some other tools. If you've noticed, we've got a little better face on our product catalog now, and you can find the stuff a little better. And then we've added kind of a featured item up there so that every time we add a new item, you're going to see a new item so that you'll see it in your dashboard. We'll try to send out emails about it as well. But then also we'll try to put in there things that are good sellers around, Mother's Day or whatever those seasons are. So, that's where you'll see those featured items, so to speak. That's going to be nice. I touched on, we really see the opportunity to bring makers and sellers together, through our My Warehouse, and that's growing. We're getting more and more customers that are really building brands and businesses, and that piece of the puzzle is growing. Especially, there's lots of reasons to be, with Amazon and do that, but we can help you manage your Amazon business a little easier for smaller sellers. It's a big leap to be in there and do business with Amazon. It's not easy, and it's not for the faint of heart either. So
I've got. Sorry.
So we fit in there better.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've got some Amazon guys coming on soon as well, Randy. So, if people are interested in Amazon, maybe you could even hop on that call as well and talk about how that can work with what they're doing as well.
Yeah, because there's certainly a place for it for sure.
Yeah. Personally, I've never touched Amazon, but I know a lot of people that do. It's a minefield, I've heard.
No, well, Matt, we sure enjoy visiting with you. We sure enjoy the relationship too. So thank you.
Thanks. Yeah, we'll definitely do it again, man. I'm sure there'll be, there'll be a call for definitely more calls. Like,
well, maybe you can do one live from Hannibal someday, huh?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I would do that, or I will do that when I come. Yeah, we should set a date. The best thing to do is set a date for it, and then work around the date. There's plenty of people we can get to come and speak and stuff like that.
Yep.
Everybody can see inside the warehouse and everything.
Sure.
Yeah.
Also what I like to have is like to be able to share your expertise and other marketers, because it evolves and changes so quick.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Is to give people access to, marketers with big ideas, and we love passing that on, because anything you can do to help our customers helps us too.
Yeah. Oh, I got lots of ideas, Randy.
Yeah.
I got loads. Every day I wake up with a new one. Like, yeah. Well, another thing there that like Randy's sending me some stuff as well, guys. So I'm going to be doing some really nice mock-up packs as well, which is going to work great for all the products in Lockerstock. So my packs, not only will my packs come with completely unique mock-ups, I'll probably do some mock-up packs, and I'm going to do some mock-ups for you guys that you can put into Lockerstock for everyone as well, which would be good, because everybody's always crying out for new mock-ups, and you can get them from places like that, but the problem is they're everywhere. They're so well used. Like, mock-ups would be great. I know that everybody would really like mock-ups. Oh, look, Patty's asked, can you talk about selling coffee?
Something that we're working towards. Again, we have the whole vertical. We are totally vertical with importing the coffee to grinding it and roasting it. And again, we're working with our own brands right now and working through that. But we have some big ideas to be able to, work with some of our current marketers that, have an opportunity to, work with us and create their own brands. So that's on the horizon.
Yeah. I got an idea about that, actually. Yeah. All right, then. Brilliant. Let's wrap it up then. And thanks a lot. It's been great.
Matt, we appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Yep. Take care.
All right, I'll end the broadcast.